Alright guys, back with some new polling information here. So it's Sunday, and every Sunday 338 drops its average polling model, which is the average of every single pollster in Canada. So we still have the Conservatives at 45%, despite that really stupid Ecos poll, which is the only reason the Conservatives have dropped a little bit on the average. But they're still, they're still supposed to get around 235 seats. 258's the ceiling. That's where I think it's going to be. I've said that many times, and I believe most of you agree with me. Liberals, again, tiny little spike here, 22%. Jagmeet Singh, stuck in the water, 18%. The Bloc, 8%, but that's nothing new. Greens at 4%. The interesting battle here is not for first place, though. It's for second place. And you see here the Liberals and the Bloc, they're kind of going back and forth there. It's a really, really tight race to see who's going to be the official opposition, especially when we go down here and have a look. 58% for the Liberals, 42% for the Bloc. But again, these numbers keep switching around, so that's going to be a close, tight race for the official opposition, at least, anyway. Then they go through the coalitions here. Again, not much has changed, right? I mean, you saw the last two Ecos polls, which have been insane, in my opinion. So that's dropped the Conservatives down, like I said, a little bit. It's pushed the Liberals up a little bit, but don't expect it to last, folks. I just don't see that happening. A lot of people are saying, well, Ecos, maybe they're seeing that something that no one else sees, and they're seeing a new trend. Don't believe it for a second. It's just it's a propaganda poll. That's really all Ecos is, and that's why I like to cover them, because it's really fun to laugh at them and roast them, because that's what they deserve. What's interesting, though, is I want to talk about a couple other party leaders that I don't really talk about too much on this channel, just because they're pretty irrelevant. But we're going to go over here to Kitchener Centre. Now, this is Dizzy Lizzie's riding, and if you don't know who she is, just go on YouTube and just type in Elizabeth May. She's the leader of the Green Party in Ontario, and she's actually pretty funny. She's not a good politician at all, but she is entertaining, so I'll give her that. Now, that being said, this is not really good news for her, because even though she's winning, she's only winning by 4 points. Yeah, she's got a 75% chance to win, but again, with the Conservatives seemingly, it seems like anyway, that they're going to overperform in the next election, at least in my opinion. Kitchener is a pretty green area, but if you look at what they got in the Greens, what they got in 2021, it was really close. They only actually got 33%. Now, they're polling a little bit higher than that, but if they actually end up with around 33% and the Conservatives overperform by a couple points, it's really, really close. It's like a 50-50 toss-up, which means that if the Conservatives did win, Elizabeth May would be gone from Parliament, and the Greens would go back to having 0 members, and back to even further in the realm of irrelevancy. So, not looking great for her. She does not certainly have a stronghold in Kitchener Centre, but I guess we'll have to see. Like I said, she's not really relevant. She's made a couple appearances where she's really embarrassed herself, getting drunk in public, going on these long-winded, weird rants. So, I mean, as long as she's the leader of the party, I really don't see them going anywhere. Now, in terms of the other leader I wanted to talk about, so-called leader, if you want to call him that, is Maxime Bernier. Now, a lot of people who like the PPCs, they'll tell people like me, it's like, well, Danny, if you're a populist, why wouldn't you like the PPC? It's a populist party. Well, because their leader is weak, he's a coward, and he's stuck in the mud. He can't gain any popularity. Now, this is Portage Lisgar. This is a riding in, I believe, northern or center Manitoba. And this is the riding where the PPC does the absolute best. I mean, look at these numbers. 65% for the Conservative. Yes, it is a very right-wing riding, but this is Maxime Bernier's riding. This is where he runs. He's the leader of the party, and he's only getting 8%. He's 2 points behind the Liberals, for crying out loud, and they have almost no support out there. And he's getting crushed by the NDP as well. He's in 4th place in his own riding. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous to think that, well, we need to vote for the PPC because they're the populists, and Pierre Poilievre just the same as the globalist Trudeau liberals. And it's like, listen, I got some issues with Pierre Poilievre. I don't like what he's been saying with the pushing back on the tariffs and what he says about certain foreign policies. I'm not a big fan of that. And that being said, Max can't get anywhere in his own riding. So why would we vote for someone who can't win his own riding? He's not going to have a seat. I don't even believe they're running a candidate in every riding. So, what do you want people to do here? It's very clear that after, this is the PPC's 7th year, I believe. Yeah, because they started in 2018. So this is year 7. And they're at 8% in their home riding. If that doesn't tell you that Maxime Bernier is not qualified, then I don't know what does. The PPC needs to rebrand itself, and it needs a new leader. Because if Pierre Poilievre does not step up to the plate, I think there's a lot of people in Canada who are not going back to the Liberals or the NDP, ever. And if the Conservatives screw them, those people would potentially go to the PPC if they had a competent leader. So if you're listening to this and you're a PPC supporter, I mean, listen, I hear you. I like the policies. I think their policies are better than the Conservatives. But you can't vote for a guy who no one likes. Nobody likes Max. They got to get a new leader. Rebrand themselves and stop spending, whoever the new leader is, should make sure they're spending a lot of time in their riding, not down in some beach house in Florida somewhere. We need someone who's going to put their boots to the ground and hit their ridings hard so that they at least have a chance. There's no chance here for Max to go anywhere. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you look at here too, like the 2019, 2.6%. 2021, look at this, 21.9%. They actually came in second place. Still got crushed by the Conservatives, but hey, there's some growth here, right? Then all the way now, 4 years later, 8%. I mean, come on. Like, how do you take that seriously, right? So the Greens need a new leader, the PPC needs a new leader, and if Pierre Poilievre does not, get done what he said he's going to get done, if he does not really put Canada first, which a lot of people are worried about, a lot of people are done with the Liberals and the NDP forever. And if Pierre Poilievre shows that he's no different, they're going to be done with the Conservatives forever. So they're going to be politically homeless. That's where the PPC and the Greens have a real opportunity here. They have a real opportunity to rebrand and pick up a bunch of disgruntled Canadians. And that way, maybe you can get 20, 25, 30, 40% in some ridings and get some seats in the House so that Canadians can hear you. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you think that the PPC and the Greens need a new leader? Do you think that Pierre Poilievre is going to hold his promises? Or keep his promises, rather? Please don't be shy. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps grow the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back shortly with a new video.